Hi everyone, Craig here, back again with another video. Today I have the Milwaukee M18 cordless 30 degree framing nailer. And I wanted to make a video today to kind of give you guys my honest opinion about it. Talk about why I chose this one over other brands. And why I'm using a cordless one versus um, a traditional one with an air compressor and a hose. So just kind of go over this gun a little bit. Again, this is the 30 degree nailer. I bought this for $379 at Home Depot with just the tool only, no battery, no charger. $379. So, I chose this cordless framing nailer over, say, the DeWalt, honestly, because this gun has better online reviews. I think with a lot of buyers, they typically will choose something when they haven't had any first-hand real experience with it, and they maybe not particularly know a lot about the item, based on the reviews. So, I have a lot of Milwaukee batteries, and I'm also in the DeWalt system. So, I have both Milwaukee and DeWalt. So, that's so for me, the deciding factor was mine, either a Milwaukee, or a DeWalt one. I know Metabo makes one, a 36 volt one, and there may be some other manufacturers out there that make cordless framing nailers. But the Milwaukee and the DeWalt are are the battery systems that I have. So I chose the Milwaukee 30 degree framing nailer over the DeWalt one, simply because it had better reviews, and I wanted a nail gun cordless framing nailer that was going to be reliable. This one is more expensive for the tool only version than the DeWalt 30 degree framing nailer. I can get that gun for around $300, so paid about $80 more for this one than I would have the DeWalt. I know the DeWalt's been around longer, but I just read a lot of reviews and watched a lot of other YouTube videos on the DeWalt framing nailer, and it has some issues or potential issues. Some of those issues may be user error. Some may be errors with the nails that they're using, and etc. And I know there's some videos out there that with some YouTubers talking about the issues they've had with this gun. It just kind of goes to show you it really doesn't matter what manufacturer or what brand that you go with. They're all going to have issues, and there are some lemons out there, no matter what company you go with. So I'm not a fanboy of DeWalt or Milwaukee or any other brand. Again, I simply just chose the gun which had the best reviews. This right now at Home Depot, this currently has a rating of 4.7 stars with like 1,500 reviews. Now, that's pretty good, I think. And then the DeWalt is about 1,000 some reviews with like a 3.7 rating. So it looks like you're more likely to have an issue with the DeWalt version than you are with the Milwaukee version. Your experience may vary, but again, that's why I chose it. So why did I choose a cordless and not a tank and an air compressor? Well, when I first, the reason why I bought this gun was originally to frame up small storage sheds. So a lot of times my company will build smaller storage sheds for people, like an 8x10, 10x12. Sometimes we do things larger. So we don't do a whole heck of a lot of framing at the time, but we do some, So, framing up 2 or 3, 4 walls, putting on some rafters, isn't a whole lot of framing compared to like building a house. So I just wanted something easy and light. I didn't want to have to whip out the air compressor every time I needed to do some minor framing work. So and again, I already had Milwaukee batteries. So if you're not in the Milwaukee system or the DeWalt system or whatever cordless framing nailer you decide to buy, keep in mind you're going to need a charger and a battery, and you're probably going to need multiple batteries. You know, if not, you're going to have to be waiting to charge a battery before you do the work. So if one dies. So anyhow, so that's originally why I bought it. You know, I'm at a customer's house, and you know, a lot of people are working from home now, so I didn't want them to have to hear the loud air compressor going on. I didn't want to have to ask them to use their power outlet to power the air compressor, those type of things. I just wanted to you know, try the cordless. I didn't want to have to drag a hose around. I didn't want to drag an air compressor around. I've got a small truck, so space is also a factor. But yeah, that's mostly why I chose a cordless over a. Sorry, my heater here is running out of propane and it's making a noise. But so yeah, so again, that's why I chose this one. There are definitely advantages and disadvantages to having a cordless versus, you know, one that has a tank and an air hose and all that. I will, you know, tell you from first world experience, real hand account, that the air hose ones with the compressor, they have more capabilities, you know. So, you know, if you're a big time framer and you frame houses for a living, cordless may not be the way to go yet, but it certainly works for most cases. So just let me start with, I'll put the battery in here, and I'm using an 8.0 battery. I don't know if that shows up on camera or not. But I mostly use 6.0 and 8.0 batteries in this gun. And I got two pieces of 2x4 here. And so I'll nail a couple together to kind of show you how it works. You got to turn it on. It's got an on switch right here on the back. I do catch myself a lot trying to use the gun without turning it on. So that's kind of a small annoyance. You got to make sure you turn it on first. And when you turn it on, it automatically goes to the single stage here. That means you got to pull the trigger each time you want to, you know, fire it now. And then you have the multi-stage 2. I'll talk more about that here in a minute. My experience with that. But yeah, I got to make sure you turn it on. I've tried to use it multiple times before in the past, and didn't realize I had it turned on. So a little bit different from your, you know, your tried and true nail guns with air compressor. So once you got it turned on, one thing I will tell you about this, I read online. You know, I haven't stood around and timed it out, but I read online that once you press this in, this will stay on for an hour, 60 minutes, without any activity. So once you do turn it on, it does stay on as long as you're using it. So I don't really have too many issues with that. Just don't forget to turn it on. So anyhow, so I'll fire a couple nails in here so you can see it. And you know, they fire pretty good. I got the depth adjustment way out. You know, it does have a depth adjustment right here. Pretty easy. You just go one way or the other way to adjust it. Let me turn it all the way in here. I got 3.5-inch nails in here right now. So you can see it's got plenty of power. That's two 2x4s. Those are 3.5-inch nails. I mostly use, I got Senko in here now, but I mostly use Metabo nails for 3-inch and Pass Load for 2 3/8-inch nails. Those are the two brands that I use, mostly just because that's what they normally have available in stock where I live. I do most of my material shopping at Lowe's, and so that's normally what they have. Sometimes they'll have the Metabo 2 3/inch nails in stock for the 30-degree framer, and I'll buy those because honestly they're just a little bit cheaper. But they all feed fine in the gun. They all work fine. I did a little math earlier, and I was looking back on my past purchases of nails, and I have fired about 30,000 nails from this gun. and actually just got done framing up an entire house, and this thing worked flawlessly. I can't remember one time where it's had a failure to feed, or it's jammed, or didn't work when I pulled the trigger. Every single time it's worked. So, almost about a year I've had this gun now. I've built quite a few sheds, and like I said, I just got done framing up an entire house with it. Zero issues. It's been 100% reliable. So as far as reliability for me, it's been great. I know it works off like a nitrogen cylinder in here. I don't know all of the technical terms and exactly how it works 100%, but this is kind of what I've been reading online. But again, it works well for me. It's been super reliable. The only kind of small issue I have sometimes is this rapid feed or rapid fire mode. When you pull down the trigger, I'll show it to you real quick. You pull down the trigger, and every once in a while, every, I don't know, 10th nail maybe, if you're doing it really, really quick, and you don't, sorry, let me get her in the camera. When you're doing the rapid fire, if I have the adjustment all the way out, so where the nail head's just, barely at the surface of the, board you're firing into, every once in a while one will stick out a little bit further. So what I have to do sometimes when I'm using longer nails, or the wood's wet, or whatever the case may be, maybe it's a harder type of species of lumber, I have to kind of turn my adjustment in, so my nail will, so on the rapid fire, I'm gonna make sure all my nails go in, but that's every so often. And sometimes I've also noticed that when your battery is near dead, sometimes the nails may not go in all the way. But as far as it being reliable, this gun has been spot on, as reliable or even more so than my Metabo HPT 30-degree framing nailer with an air compressor. So reliability for me, durability's been good. I've dropped it a couple times. It's held up really well. I like the versatility of it. It's great if you just need to, frame up a couple walls, or you're using it as a backup maybe. But it's been great. A belt clip right here on this side, and then on the other side there's a rafter. So you can hang it upside down on your rafter, on a board, or something. Won't quite do. Yeah, it'll do two 2x4s like that. But yeah, so lots of features. It's got onboard hex key, Allen wrench right there for adjustments. One thing, a couple cons is obviously, I guess a con and a pro could be battery, right? You got to make sure you have some good batteries. This is an 8.0. Again, I usually use 8.0s or 6.0 batteries for these. I'm about 6'3", 250 pounds, 260 pounds. I'm a large guy. I'm pretty strong. I don't lift as much weights anymore, but I've lifted a lot of weights. I've been in the trades. I can hold my own. This gun, I will tell you, is heavy. I don't know the exact weight. I'm sure we can look it up online, but it's heavy. And then you go to put a battery on it, and it gets even heavier. So if weight is a concern, don't buy this gun, because it's very, like I said, it's pretty heavy. It's at first it's kind of awkward to use, but you get used to it after a while, and you kind of learn it. And the more that you use it. On the front of it, where you fire in at right here, this one's a little bit different. I don't know if you can see that. It's got the two little sharp points at the front of the nailer. I don't know if that's showing up on camera very well. Right here. I personally don't like that. I'm getting used to it, but I like the other style where it's round and it's got multiple points on it. Sometimes it's hard to get sometimes it's hard to get a bite into the wood, especially if you're trying to toenail something in. A little bit different for me, but again, getting used to it, but prefer the other design better. There's a light here, as you can see. Honestly, I work mostly during the day in well-lit areas, so I don't really notice it, honestly. The other thing I dislike about this gun is the clip where you hold your nails. You only have enough space here to hold one clip of nails at a time. So aggravating, frustrating for me, especially when you're doing a lot of nailing. You're having to stop a lot and get some nails and obviously put in there. Or you climbed way up on a structure and you got to fire a lot of nails and you run out and you're way up on the ladder and you got to try to reach in and put another ladder. So put another clip. So it's a lot harder to be prepared with this gun when you go to fire nails. I think I read somewhere where they sell an extension for this, but disappointing that this doesn't hold more nails or doesn't come with that, especially at a $379 price tag without a battery. So I feel like Milwaukee could have done better on that. As far as battery life goes on an 8.0 battery, if you're just doing regular framing, I guess it all depends on how fast you are or how slow you are. But I get most of the day out of one battery. Some days I get the whole day. But I usually I don't go through more than 2 batteries for sure. So I just normally keep 2 batteries on me. On really cold days, I know the cold weather kind of affects the battery life, so I'll bring 3 batteries with me. But not a problem. I've always got extra batteries. And again, I use the 6.0 or 8.0 just because of the weight of this thing. I don't want to go any bigger batteries. A lot of guys may use a 5.0, but you're gonna get a long time, you'll be able to fire a lot of nails, I guess what I'm trying to say, out of one battery. So not too big of a concern as far as battery life. Now, again, it's been a great tool for me. It's been a great framing nailer. Again, I've had it about a year. I've got really no complaints out of it. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you have any concerns or anything you'd like to know more about the gun. Please comment in the comment section. If you like this, if you like my videos and you want me to keep doing some more, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit the bell button for notifications when I release new videos. That's about it for me. Thanks guys for watching. Take care.